Okay. Good morning, Fairhaven. I'd like to call this special meeting to order at 9:38 a.m. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. In accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, public meetings may be held in person or by means of communication equipment to include streaming services and other online meeting platforms. NJSA 10-4-8B. This meeting is being held through the Zoom meeting platform only, being broadcast from Borough Hall, 748 River Road, Fairhaven, New Jersey. Public participation for this special council meeting of September 18th, 2023 is available by call and phone number or through web conference Zoom. Members of the public will be on mute until it is time for questions or comments, which will be announced. At that time, the public has the opportunity to question or comment by phone or through Zoom by the raise hand button and will be called on at the appropriate time. Notice of this special meeting was sent to the Asbury Park Press, the Two River Times, and the Star Ledger on September 12th, 2023. Notice was also posted on the Borough website, Facebook page, the bulletin board in the municipal building, and has remained continuously posted as required under the statute. With adequate notice having been given, the Deputy Borough Clerk is directed to include this statement in the minutes of this meeting. We got Christie. Christie, may I please have a roll call?
Council members Cole.
Here.
Hoey.
Here.
Koch.
Here.
LaBarbera.
Here.
Neff. Absent. Rodriguez.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Moving right into it, we're going to start with the public comment on agenda items only portion of the meeting. If there's any members of the public that have a comment specifically on agenda items, please state your name and address for the record. Please try to limit your comments to 3 minutes. Christy, is there anyone with a public comment?
Please use the raise hand feature if you have any comments. No, there's none.
Thank you. Moving along to resolution 2023-234 to award the bid and authorize contract execution for the new police department and community center to Hall Building Corp. Before I ask for motion, does anyone have any questions up on the dais? No? Does anyone have a motion? Oh, go ahead, Councilwoman Cole.
Forgive me, I thought before we took this step, we were going to consider the implications to the budget and the tax bills. I thought we were going to do a financial picture before we were going to award this. I might have dropped the plot here a little bit, so.
We actually, Tracy, if you call, we have a finance meeting tomorrow and we talked about that would be on the 26th.
Don't we need that before we award?
No, you have a certification of funds from the CFO, which, you know, certifies for her that the funds are available to award this bid. I'll answer a question if you have a question.
What's the total cost of the project?
$8,285,000.
What percentage of contingencies is part of that? What part is there at least a 10% contingency included in this number?
No. Anything that come off of that would be a change order.
A change order is when a change order is different than a contingency. You're suggesting
exactly. The bid specs did not include a contingency in the PD bid award, in the bid specs.
I consider contingencies separate from change orders. but that if there were to be a change order, which I don't think we should plan on, but that it would come out of contingency. Line
Now,
item.
in this case, it was a change order, it would be submitted for approval.
Correct.
And just like when Rich does a change order for a road project, he doesn't put contingencies in his road projects. Sometimes change orders are up and sometimes they're down.
Not in my experience. Usually a change order is only up. And when you say, I assume it would come back to the governing body for approval is what I heard you say. Is that what you were saying?
Yes,
And that the ability to fund a change order, what I was saying is it correct to say that we would fund a change order should that become necessary and only if approved by the governing body that would come out of contingencies?
no, it would have to come out of your bond ordinance authorization.
Well, of course, but like what I'm getting at is this 8,285,000 does not include a line item called contingencies? Question mark.
No,
Is 8,285,000 a number we got from the contractor? Is this the number from the lowest bidder?
it's
the
the
lowest
third
qualified.
lowest bidder. 1 and 2 were disqualified, which is on your resolution.
The guidance we got was not to put a contingency item in the bid, like in the bid process. And that's consistent too on DPW. So the guidance we got, let them buy the whole project. If something comes out of this that is owner initiated, we then would have to make the decision to do that. Any change order required if I remember the general conditions correctly, any change order that comes at the contractor's fault, they have to pay, not us.
Correct. I appreciate that. And who provided the guidance on contingency?
All the professionals and all of them, TGP, Lear Associate, everybody involved. Ferguson's went through. They said if you put a contingency line item in, and I'm not going to use the right wording, Trace, they talked about how they'll find a way to use that money. And a better way of control to prevent change orders and prevent contingencies is by having the process that we're talking about, where if it's an owner initiated change control, then it would have to come back here. And even though we're authorized to spend X, doesn't mean that you're actually, or we're funded to spend X, doesn't mean we're going to authorize to spend X. And then it comes back here to have that control in place.
Thank you very much, Drew. And what do you understand to be the amount we are already bonded for in this?
I'll defer to Teresa.
I can tell you what we netted bond, what we have left. We used all of 2017 and 2007 and 2018, 12 and 2019, 01. And you'll that there, on your certification of funds, she broke it down by the capital accounts. And then in remaining funds from the bond authorizations, in hard costs for DPW and Borough Hall, we have $2,533,000. Big Hall has $373,900. In soft costs, we have $98,011 for DPW Borough Hall, $769,272 for PD and Community Center, and $1,450 for Big Hall.
I can't even write it down as fast as you're talking. What's the total that we have already bonded and available for this contract to be awarded?
The entire $8,285,000.
Okay, and is there a leftover? Is there a balance left over after that?
That's what I just read you in hard and soft costs. I can slow down and do it again.
Well, thank you. I'll just take a spitball. If there's a rough number there, can you see? Is it a couple million?
In hard cost, it's looks like about $2,009,000, and in soft costs, it's $868,733.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Cole, you good?
I admit, for the record, I'd like to say I'm slightly uncomfortable making a decision like this. And Mayor, perhaps you could explain and get on the record as well, the significance or importance of the timeline, I guess, that's driving the special meeting and why this decision has to be made today.
Well, I don't have the construction expertise, but our professionals have told us that the reason to call the special meeting has to do with the winter and ensuring that a phase of construction is completed by the time the cold weather is coming in. So I don't know if Councilman LaBarbera would like to say that, but what I would say to you, Councilman Cole, is, you know, if you're uncomfortable, you have a vote, and you're welcome to vote whatever way that you wish to vote on this matter. Yeah.
I would like to request that we have this discussion at one of our regularly scheduled council meetings, not in lieu of a vote today, but in addition to a vote today.
That's always been the plan, right? When we discussed at the last governing body meeting, we want to have all the facility stuff, and we'll be able to talk through with that, to include having the professionals there, right, to talk through it. It's always been the intent. Mayor, I have nothing else to add. Just as the other piece I would add to it is the further the building is shifted to the right, the longer the police and our residents stay in the facility where we know that there's significant potential health issues.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I read at the last meeting the exact details as to why we had to move forward with the special meeting. That's already on the record.
So we're concerned about the safety of the structures, the employees that are in there, and the change of the season, which is going to impact the timeline. Is that an accurate?
It's fair.
As to why we moved this up 1 week to vote in the special meeting, absolutely, yes.
Thank you, Mayor.
Any other questions, anyone? Anyone have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve an award, Mayor.
Second.
Christie, may I please have a roll call?
Council members Cole,
Yes.
Chloe,
Yes.
Koch,
Yes.
LaBarbera,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
passes.
Thank you. We're at the public participation portion of the meeting. If you'd like, use the raise hand button. Please state your name and address for the record. Please try to limit your comments to 3 minutes. Christy, is there anyone with a public comment?
Betsy, you have your hand up.
I do. May I speak?
Yo, absolutely.
Oh, okay. I'm driving, which is why my video is not on, but I just want to thank Councilman LaBarbera for all the hard work and time and family time that he's taken to bring our beautiful borough to the point we are today. And I can't say enough for what he's done to make this happen.
Amen.
Thanks, Bets.
Agreed.
It was
You're here.
huge
Absolutely.
team effort, right? There's no I in this. It was, I can't even begin to tell you. It's everybody on this call. It's Chief, it's Teresa, it's everybody putting up with my late night phone calls because I don't operate on Borough time. But I really appreciate that and appreciate the trust, both in this governing body and the public, to do what's best for Fairhaven. So thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comments? Please use the raise hand feature. There are none.
Okay. With that being said, I'm going to move for an adjournment at 9:52 a.m. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Have a great week, Fairhaven.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.